everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have August's TBR to be rolled. So this is the TBR game I have been playing every month of 2022 so far, and we are obviously going to play it again here for August. But I did need to mention that we are also going to be planning out the TBR for the magical readathon because it is the autumn equinox, I think. It's the autumn semester. It is the second time of this year that we are going to be going through and picking classes and doing prompts and that kind of thing. And so I will get into that later as we get into this, especially because last time we did this in April, I definitely made it a little complicated for myself. And so we need to like talk through what we're going to do, but let's review how I did last month. So last month was the indie Accords, so the entirety of July I was trying to read indie books. Also ebooks because I just had my baby at the very end of June. I have a video about that as well. I'll link it down below in case you have not seen her cuteness because she is adorable. Daddy is taking care of her right now, but I was basically trying to get back into the swing of reading, and I know for a fact with me personally that it is just like sort of impossible to read a physical book while I have a newborn. So I was exclusively reading ebooks and exclusively reading indie or self-published books for the Indie Accords Readathon. So we actually did have 5 different rolls last time, plus a few other books I was hoping to get to. I've read so far 3 total books. I've read Renegade Love by Anne Aguirre, Once Stolen by D.N. Bryn, and The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Petrovic. I'm currently in the middle of my 4th one, which is Shoot the Messenger by Pippa DaCosta, and then I had Blood Trial by Kelly St. Clair as my last book to round out those 5 that I actually did rolls for. I still have about a week left in the month, and I think I might finish Shoot the Messenger today. I'm not guaranteeing anything, so we shall see. So truthfully, I'm actually very happy with what I have read so far because I did not actually think I was going to be able to read what I have so far. Like, I've almost done 4 books. I've technically already read over 1,000 pages this month, which my normal like estimation is at least 2,000 pages. So like, I'm probably not gonna get there, but ultimately did way better than I thought I was going to. Going into this month, I think I'm again going to stick to ebooks just because, as I mentioned before, I don't think it's going to be very possible to read a physical book with a newborn. Most of my reading has been done around bottle feeds and pumping milk. So literally the only time I have like sit down downtime is when I've been trying to read, and so I've been sort of averaging maybe an hour a day of reading time in between different things, which is actually better than I thought I was going to. But that does mean I think we're gonna do ebooks this time. So I had 2 different careers, I think is what we're calling them, with the magical readathon this year. I could be mistaken. Callings. I think they're callings actually. I had 2 different ones that I did qualify for in April. One was the Feywild cartography career, which is what I really wanted to do, but I think this month I would have to read 7 books in order to complete that. And then the other one was herbologist, and to be able to complete that this month I only have to read 4 prompts. And so the fact that I'm basically almost ready to finish my 4th book today, I think that means that's the career calling we're going to focus on. If I can read other things that fit the prompts for the Feywild cartographer career, great. I just don't think that's ultimately going to happen. So what we are going to do is do my rolls. We're gonna do the 5 rolls like normal, and hopefully they pop up in a way that I can then use those rolls and books and prompts to fulfill the 4 books that I need to read for the herbologist calling. And then if I want to read anything else in the month, great. August is also ARC August for a lot of people, and I have been slumping a little bit with my ARCs near the end of May and June, so I'm a little bit behind because I had the baby. If I can fit ARCs into those prompts, especially with this, I'm going to try and do that as well. I might just even dedicate a whole week to maybe trying to do another weekly reading vlog, because I haven't done that in a couple months, of just arcs. But again, I'm not doing a whole bunch of reading, so I don't know exactly how many I'd be able to read in a week. We'll see. We're not gonna stress about that at all right now. So, in case you're new to my channel, I have been doing this all year so far. This is the colorful die that I roll. It is my toddler's die that I have sort of commandeered for this, although we do play with it regularly as well. If you want to know all of the rules, I will leave my playlist, especially January's video, linked down below. But basically, each color on the die relates to a way of picking my books. So if we roll a red, I have some cards that tell me who else gets to pick my book. So for example, Presley gets to pick a book, or my husband, or a friend, that kind of thing. Orange is for my TBR bucket picking a book. Yellow is for cards that have prompts on them relating to like format of book or genre of book. Green also has cards, but these are going to be prompts relating more like to book challenges. Blue is actually going to be a poll pick. This is where I will post a poll on Twitter and Instagram, and you guys get to vote for which book I actually am going to read. And then purple is a wild card. If this comes up, I can pick any other color here. And yes, Presley's right over here. He's going to be helping me. Any other color to then choose a book based on the other color instead of purple. So yeah, let's go roll and see what we get. Roll number one. What color is that?
Purple.
Purple. I think it rolled out of camera. Purple. Okay, so for roll number one, we rolled a purple, which means I do now need to pick another color to do. So I think, what color?
Blue.
I thought you wanted green.
Green.
He was just begging for green. So we're gonna do green because green comes with cards and he likes to help me pick a card, right?
Green.
Those are cards we did last time. So I have new cards over here. Not these ones. These ones. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is shuffle. These, like I mentioned before, are going to be cards related to challenges. So like I just had to put some the right way because they were facing this way. Or like, so like this one is a mood read. One was a cover by.
Pick one.
You are gonna pick one. I'm shuffling because he only likes to pick cards from the very top or the very bottom of the card stack. And I want to not know what things are, even though I know where he's probably going to pick. So, okay, I think they're shuffled enough. I am still gonna splay them out.
One.
Yes, you're gonna pick one. Splay them out, and we'll see what we get, and hopefully this was not a bad decision, just because he wanted to pick a card, and we will still have cards or a challenge. Yes, you're gonna pick one. A challenge to do for this readathon. Okay. You are gonna pick one.
Pick one.
Yes, can you pick one? The one right on top, and then show the camera.
Show camera.
Yes, please. Show the camera. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we have mood read. I think what I'm going to do, because it is a mood read, I'm going to save this card. We're not picking a book.
Yellow.
Yellow. We'll see if we get a yellow. But I'm going to save this card. I'm not picking a book for this card, but because we have to pick 5 books, like 5 rolls in the month, but there are only 4 prompts for the Magical Readathon. I'm not going to be trying to fit a Magical Readathon prompt into this card necessarily. We're just going to save this, and during the month of August, I will get to mood read a book. Okay, want me to try and do it over here? Ready? You want to try and be green? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Roll number
2.
What color?
Blue.
Blue. Roll number 2 was blue. So that means we're gonna do a poll pick. I'm gonna pick a couple things. What I'm gonna do is actually pick one of the challenges, one of the prompts for the Magical Readathon. That is a blue book, but we're not doing just a blue book, Presley. Stay right there. I'm gonna pick a couple books out for one of the prompts for the Magical Readathon, and then you guys will get to vote on which one I actually am going to read for that prompt. So one of the prompts I'm going to have to complete for the Magical Readathon, especially if I'm going to be doing the herbology sort of calling, is alchemy. I have to get a level Q in alchemy, so there's an O and then a Q, but the Q prompt is poison, acidic amber, read an orange book. So I do have a couple different options for this, and I'm trying to make it easy on myself. Again, like I said, I'm doing only ebooks. I have Artificial Condition by Martha Wells. This is the second book in the Murderbot series, and to me, this is orange. And I've been meaning to read this. This is a novella, so it actually should be quite easy for me to get through, especially since I'm not entirely too sure how much I'm reading, because like it varies day to day, but it's maybe like an hour a day. And I really enjoyed All Systems Red, which was the first book in this series, so this one I think is a good option. And then I'm only going to give you guys one other option, which is 7 Secrets by Tom Taylor. I actually have the first 3 issues, and I actually would be reading all 3 issues instead of just the first one, but the first one is orange. Like the main color of this is orange. The first volume, so I think it's probably collecting issues 1 through 4 or 1 through 5 or something like that, is orange. So I would read all 3, but issue number 1 is orange. This is a comic series that I think is superhero related or spy, bless you, or spy related. I don't actually know, but I've had it on my Kindle e-reader for a while, and I definitely want to get to it, and because it is a comic, it'll be quite easy to read. Roll number 3. What color? Blue. For roll number 3, we again got a blue. So we're going to do another poll pick. Again, I'm going to pick a couple options related to one of the prompts for the Magical Readathon. And again, for the Herbology Calling, we now have to do Restoration, which I need to get a Q in as well. So there's an O and a Q. The O prompt for Restoration is Object Restoration, and the prompt is a single object as the focus of the cover. This one was a little bit interesting because I do feel like a single object as the focus could be taken a couple different ways, but again, I found a couple things, and they're very short. I want to make sure I get this done, and then we'll see what else I can do in the month. But I have The Pale Dreamer by Samantha Shannon. This is the prequel short story or novella, I don't know exactly which one, to The Bone Season. I read the first 2 books years ago, absolutely loved what I read, and I just haven't continued in the series yet, even though I do have book 3, but I have the prequel book, novella, short story, something, on my Kindle. And the prequel has the new covers, which I do not like, but there literally is only one thing on the cover as the focus, and then it's like a white background. So I think this definitely fits the prompt. And then my second option I'm going with is Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin. So this one, I actually think this was like an Amazon original, or however they were doing this, that I downloaded a couple years ago, and I was listening to all of these like sci-fi, you know, speculative fiction type of stories on audio because they come with audio. The thing is, I did start listening to this story way back when, but the type of narration also means I need to read it physically because I believe it like jumps about of like who's doing what. I don't fully remember, but I do remember trying to listen to it and being a little bit confused because I need to read it physically as well. But I do want to also listen to it because I believe they have like Jason Isaacs or somebody as the narrator, and from what I remember, I really did like the narration. I was just getting confused with the story. But this is again going to be a short story, so I can definitely read it. And again, the cover, the leaf is the focus of the cover. I'm very curious about this one. I definitely want to read it. So either one of those I think will fit the prompt. You guys will get to choose. I'll post all of the polls on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, roll number 4. Good job. Ready? Oh, what color? Blue. And then roll number 4 was another blue. Blue was loving us today, so we have another poll pick, but this will be great because again, I'm just going to go down the list to another prompt from the Magical Readathon, and you guys will get to choose what book. So, Restoration, again, I need a Q, so the Q prompt for Restoration is Enchanted Scroll Mending, and that is to read one of the oldest books on your TBR. So, I have some books on my physical TBR that have technically been on my TBR longer than some of my ebooks because I didn't start actually reading ebooks until like 2015 or 2016, and so some of these ones are older. Don't ask how old, but they are. But what I'm going to do is pick from the oldest books on my e-reader, which actually was one of the options I did, I think, in June, and then never actually read the gosh darn book. So I'm going to again put it as a poll pick. should I include the book that you guys picked? I think I'm going to. There were 3 books total that people could have picked from. And I'm going to say the top 2 that got voted, I'm gonna let you guys vote again because there was one that didn't get very many votes. So basically, you will get to choose between Split by J.B. Salisbury, which I believe is a romance, potentially dark, twisty romance. I don't know. All I know is I've had it on my e-reader for a while, and I eventually saw it in a bookstore, but I remember only having seen it on ebook first, and I think it got pretty popular, or Alchemists of Loom by Elise Kova. This is the one that technically won last time, but because it is a poll pick, I'm going to let you guys choose again. We're not going to have the 3rd book in the options that literally hardly anybody voted for, even though I was very curious about it, and I'll get to it eventually. But these 2 are 2 of the oldest books on my e-reader. And so, yeah, romance or a fantasy, I believe adult, or I think somebody said maybe like a new adult fantasy. Roll number 5.
5.
Ready? Oh, there we go. Oh, what color?
Green.
Just like you wanted. Okay, and so for roll number 5, we've got a green. And yes, I am in completely a different shirt. The lighting's probably weird. It's a completely different day. Mom brain is real because it only took me the few minutes of like going out and playing that game and coming in here and talking to you guys to completely forget that the color we got is green. Although you guys just saw that. I was editing and realized I was completely wrong. I filmed getting a yellow and we didn't. We got a green. So I am here to refilm saying that we got a green because we did. So everything else in this video is going to be what it was, but we now need to pick a green card instead of a yellow card. And because it is a completely different day, I'm actually doing this while Presley is eating breakfast so I can edit this and get this up on time for Thursday. So I'm just going to shuffle these myself and pick a card myself, hopefully before he realizes that I'm not out in the living room. So I'm not going to look at what they are. I'm just going to, oh, he knows how, oh, you can come in. Push. Good job, come in. Come in.
No.
Come pick a card. He opened the door twice and now he can't open it again. Let's help the kid. Okay, that plan didn't quite work, but it's okay. I shuffled these already. I have no idea what we have here. And Presley, you're gonna pick a green card?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, pick a green card for me. Oh, can you do it so that we can see? Oh, no, you don't have to sit down. Okay, you can sit. Pick a green card for me. Which one? That one? You get it? Okay, and then show the camera. You can show the camera. Okay, an unhaul book. Thank you, Presley. So the thing about this is, Presley's still in the camera, I don't particularly go through and like think about books to unhaul that are ebooks. Let me take a look and see if there are any that are not catching my attention as much that I considered unhauling. But if I don't really find any, we're gonna pick another card. Okay, I'm not finding anything to unhaul, only because I look at my ebooks in a different way than I look at the physical books. Like, they don't take up as much space, and if my physical books, I wasn't having to worry about space, I might not unhaul those as often as I do either, and especially a lot of my unhauls are books that I have read that I just don't like as much. We're gonna pull another green card. Get me a green card, please. The one on top? Okay, can you get it? You got it? Show the camera. Show the camera. So, it's number for a physical book. So this is technically supposed to be a random number generator for the books on my physical shelf. So we can't do that either. One more time. Ready? I'm not even gonna shuffle these because I don't know what's
Yellow.
what. No, we're doing green.
Green.
Yeah, one more time. Pick a green. The one on top. Okay, can you get it? And then show the camera. Nope. Another one that I can't really do for ebooks. Do it again. Pick another one. Pick another green one. The one on top again? Okay. Show the camera. What is that one?
Green.
Yeah, green. Highest rated. Okay, we can do this. So what I'm going to be doing
Yellow.
is using my Goodreads, going to the average rating of the book and going to the highest ones. Now, what I have specified in my rules at the very beginning of the year is that for something like this, I'm not necessarily having to pick the highest rated. I can pick out like the top 5 highest rated. Those are yellow. Okay, so for the highest rated ones that we have here, okay, we have a pretty good selection. The very top one at a 4.62 currently is The Curse Witch by Chandel Levon. The cover makes me think the witch is more of a fairy, just based on what it looks like. I got this free a few months ago. Like, there was a sale on certain books, and so yeah, that is definitely an option. I'm pretty sure this is going to be some sort of like probably paranormal romance or fantasy romance. The next option is The Drowning Faith by R.F. Quang at a 4.52. This is a very, very short story collection. Like, I think there's 3 different stories, or maybe it's just one. I could be mistaken. It's in the Poppy War series. This I know I'm not going to pick, even though it is a short story, just because of the fact that, like, I haven't read the 3rd book. I don't think I need to read these after the 3rd book, but I just am not in the headspace for Poppy War stuff. That is definitely something that you need to be in the headspace for. The 3rd option is Blue Period Volume 3 by Tsubasa Yamaguchi at a 4.49. That is the 3rd volume of a manga I haven't started. I guess I technically could pick that and then read the first 2 as well, because I have the first 3 volumes, and those are very easy to get through because they're manga. Same thing with number 4. Number 4 is Blue Lock Volume 3. They both have blue in the name, but this is by Muneyuki Kaneshiro at a 4.47. So this is another 3rd volume in a manga series that I do technically have all 3. And then the last one that we're going to consider is Cute Mutants Volume 1, Mutant Pride by S.J. Whitby. This is an indie published, self-published superhero, maybe more like X-Men, mutants type of thing. I've heard really, really good things. It's currently at a 4.45, so all of these are very, very highly rated. However, I think, because I have not read very much manga this year, and I don't know if you guys are going to pick the comics that I mentioned before, I'm going to end up going with one of the mangas. I think I'm actually going to go with the higher rated one, which is Blue Period by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. This is one dealing with art. I don't know much else about it, but I do have the first 3 volumes, like I said, and so yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. So this is one of the highest rated books that I have on my e-reader, and so yeah, I think that's also going to give us a very good like variety of stuff. We have some short stories, we have novellas, we have a manga. Great. I don't think it actually fits the last prompt I need for the Magical Readathon, because the last prompt I need is the Alchemy O level, which is Basics of Poisons, a book on someone's worst list that you think you might like. And I think what I'm going to end up doing for that prompt is pulling up a video and finding a book that people don't like, and I don't think it's going to be necessarily my mood read, but this is one that I don't think I'm going to do in this video necessarily, just because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. I have started looking through people's worst list books, and for some of the people that I'm like friends with on BookTube, we either have very similar taste, and so our dislikes are very, very similar, or I don't have any of the books that they've talked about disliking. Now, there is one person that I have looked up that has a possibility for me for this, which is actually Erin from Booked and Busy. I absolutely love her videos. However, our book taste is not very similar. Like, one of her best books of last year was one of my worst books of last year, and so I was looking at her video earlier, and there is one book that I do own, although I own it physically instead of an ebook. But it is one that I do want to read, and it was one on her worst list, and that is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. So this is a possibility if I think I can pick up a physical book to read for that prompt. Otherwise, I might use my mood read card to pick that out, because I just don't have anything specific for that prompt yet that I own that is an ebook. But like I said, I at least have one option so far, but it's a physical book. So I have an option for it. I don't know if this will be read this month or not. And for all the good that it does, it's not actually on my to be rolled TBR. So if I don't get to this one specifically, we're good. So that is it. I will be posting these polls, like I mentioned before, both on Twitter and Instagram the same day that this goes up, and they will be up for about 24 hours. So you get to vote on 3 different books for 3 different prompts for me for the Magical Readathon, but I am excited about all of them. I think I've picked well of the choices so that I'm not overwhelmed this month. And yeah, I guess we're going for Herbology instead of Feywild Cartographer, but there is always next year. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos up on Thursdays right now, and I will see you then. Bye!